My name is Bob Erickson. I'm the band director and music department chair here at Hoffman. And on behalf of our principal, Terry Bush, who is right now in Bloomington, Illinois at an Illinois High School Association meeting, I welcome all of you to the first of 3 District 211-54 festivals over the next 3 Tuesdays. It is absolutely fabulous to see so many people in this athletic arena for a music event. It is just phenomenal. Congratulations to all of you. It's great to consider it standing room only, but if you don't want to stand, I know that there are some seats over at this end of the bleachers on both the upper and lower levels, and so feel free to walk across as I'm talking. We have a wonderful, wonderful program for you tonight. To all of you parents, thank you for supporting your students and being here, getting them here on time. I know that makes the teachers' jobs just a ton easier. And it is my pleasure to introduce the 5th grade orchestra over here to your right under the direction of Mrs. Harris.
Once upon a time, there was an old gray goose who lived on a farm. The farm belonged to a lady who everyone called Aunt Rhody.
That gray goose is getting awfully old. I better cook him. Awfully old. I better cook him for my holiday dinner this year before he gets too tough to eat.
Aunt Rhody's neighbor on the next farm was Pierre, the French chef. Well, I like to borrow your big roasting pan. I'm going to cook that old gray goose for my holiday dinner.
Oh, mon Dieu! Don't cook the old gray goose. Perhaps you'll change your mind after you've eaten some of my hot cross buns.
Very tasty here, but tomorrow I'm still going to cook that old gray goose.
How can you be so cruel?
I know more cruel than that girl married. Haven't you heard the gossip about her?
What gossip?
Well, I heard for dinner the other night, Mary had a little lamb.
Did you know, mon ami, that Aunt Rhody was planning on having you for her holiday dinner?
Delightful. What is she serving?
You! Quick, run down to the river and take my rowboat. Row away as fast as you can.
The next morning, Pierre went to see Aunt Rhody and told her how he had won the old gray goose and gave him the rowboat.
Oh, that's all right, Pierre. I was really fond of that goose. I never could have cooked him. As a matter of fact, I miss him already.
Just then, the old gray goose came waddling over the hill.
Don't cry, Aunt Rhody. I knew you'd never be mean enough to cook me.
Oh dear, I'm so sorry you had to run away and rode down the river in the cold night air.
Well, at least something good happened on the way down to the river. I met a new friend. His name is Turkey Lurkey. Would you care to meet him sometime, Aunt Rhody?
I certainly would. I certainly would.
The old gray goose, Aunt Rhody, and Pierre all laughed and then joined hands and listened to a lively polka.
I'd like to attend back. I'd like you to come watch back here. This is the District 54 Strolling Strings. These kids are from all over the district. We are an audition-only group. And our auditions are coming up in March before spring break. This is an invitation to all your 6th and 7th graders to kind of join us for next year. Strolling Strings is directed by myself, which is Mrs. Donahue. This is Mrs. Ross back here on bass. Our specialty is rock, jazz, and folk music. In a minute, we'll show you our electric instruments. We're going to take right off from where you guys ended and do Best of Queen. We're actually going to start out with We Will Rock You. Next, we'll play a little jazz piece called Wizard Blues. We've been talking a lot how to improvise. Improvise is when you know a scale and you can just make up your own melody kind of on the spot. There's no music involved, it's kind of from your head. So I'd also like to show you the electric instruments. Alex over here and Sam, they have the violins. Kind of hold them up so you can see them. You can kind of see right through them. And then they're put into a box over here and their amps here. All right, we also have an electric guitar, electric bass, and Alex right here has a 5-string electric violin or 5-string electric viola depending on your perspective. It's got an E string and a C string. Over here Caitlin has the electric cello. Kind of hold it up. So we kind of get to play around with this kind of thing. Again, 6th and 7th graders. Before we play Wizard Blues, I want to kind of introduce the band to you. If you go to Adams Junior High, raise your hand. Raise it real high. Good. Put your hands down. Eisenhower. Meade. Keller. Come on. Okay, and we need people from Frost. So if you know anyone from Frost, let us know.
as we wait for the next group to get set, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you, because it's parents like you who encourage our children to stay with their music and to enroll in it at the high school level as something that's important to give them, to fill out the other side of themselves. The students you see in front of you are all the orchestra students currently at Hoffman Estates High School. And I just really want to say thank you, because when I started here 4 years ago, we had just finally, after many, many years, been able to go from one orchestra to two. And in those 4 years, we were able, with your support, to be able to offer 3 levels of orchestra here. So thank you. I would really encourage you to continue to encourage your children to play. I cannot tell you the number of seniors who come back to me after their freshman semester at college who say, I had no idea how much I would miss my music class when I got to college. You know, students who are going to be future doctors and chemists and pianists, or, well, I guess not pianists since they've been taking music, but, you know, the people who are going to be really contributing, and even people who aren't going to college, they come back and say, I really miss being in my ensemble. You know, so thank you for making that a priority in your children's lives. And I just want to say thank you to my wonderful colleagues, because without their help, this would not be possible. Mrs. Zacher and Mrs. Gomberg and Mrs. Harris and Mrs. Donahue and Mrs. Ross, could you please stand? And at an event such as this, we really appreciate the support from both districts. So thank you to Jacquees Gilbert, who is one of our assistant principals, and to Mrs. Donna Anderson, who is the Fine Arts Administrative Assistant, who is here representing District 54. Thank you, ladies. I know you're anxious to hear the group, so I'm just going to give one more little plug. One of the most commonly asked questions as students enroll for their classes at high school is, can I still do music and do sports and do all my other activities? Because as you know, there are so many things available to the students when they get up to this level. So I just wanted to give you an idea of how well and how these students balance their time and how organized they have to stay. How many of you guys are taking advanced classes? Please stand. The students who were on honor roll this past semester, please stand. The students who are involved in an athletic activity at some point during the year, please stand. And students who participate in the sport or activity or both, please stand. Those studies that say that music students are really the best and the brightest, you saw it proof standing in front of you just now. And this isn't just for orchestra, it's for the students in band and in choir. So thank you for giving them that opportunity, and we highly encourage them to continue with it in the high school level. This is the Hoffman High School Combined Orchestra with Italian Symphony.
Why is almost a mess like that?
Just a note to the students who are observing, it's very important that you take time to tune, because if your instrument isn't in tune, there's nothing you can do once you start playing to make yourself sound good. Okay, so I have to get on my soapbox for just a moment. Tuning is really important.